The key keeps its grove, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack glistening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
Well, this haver of the most Jim Brewery of Jim Brewer eyes is an ex-Nashville cop who has entered a new plea after being arrested for groping an OnlyFans star's boobs during a mock traffic stop. It's not easy being a cop, is it? What in the name of Cheetos is going on here? Well, the ex-Tennessee cop arrested for groping an OnlyFans model's boobs during a mock traffic stop for a raunchy X-rated promotional video while on duty has entered a new plea to escape jail time. Yeah, I wouldn't want to drop the soap if I were a former cop. Ooh. A former Nashville police officer, Sean Herman, pled no contest to felony official misconduct in Nashville's criminal court on Thursday following his arrest in 2024. Now, as a result of this new plea, Herman, 35, is sentenced to a year of supervised probation. Now, he was also granted judicial diversion, meaning that if he's eligible, he can successfully complete probation as ordered, and then their cases will be dismissed and the charges cleared from their record. Now, the 35-year-old was fired from the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department on May 2024 after detectives with the Special Investigations Division discovered that Herman was the officer wearing his uniform in the X-rated video produced by local OnlyFans officer Jordan. She just has one name, like Cher or Dolly. Well, mostly Cher or Reba. Now, the scandalous skit shows Jordan after she's pulled over for exposing her chesticular region and then inviting the officer to grope her to avoid a ticket, as News 5, local station previously reported. She's then seen grabbing his crotchular region, just to make sure that we're both getting touched. Now, while the officer cannot be seen from the shoulders up, part of his police patch on his arm was briefly exposed as he reached for the OnlyFans content creation, as you do. Now, the investigation determined that the video was created on April 26th in a warehouse parking lot while he was actually on duty as a patrol officer. Now, he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of official misconduct that June and was later released on a $3,000 bond. Now, he was with the Metropolitan Police Department for about 3 years before he was canned. That was one of the most outrageous, disrespectful acts that a person can do. By disrespectful, I mean to all MNPD employees in this agency, the department said at the time. Now, the state board indefinitely suspended his certification to be a law enforcement officer in Tennessee in August of 2024, meaning that he could argue for reinstatement once this criminal case has closed. Now, Jordan told Law and Crime in March that the video wasn't shot for, her OnlyFans, but rather for promotional purposes to be shared on X and increase clicks. Now, the content creator, who also appeared alongside her husband, identified as Hubs, stated she didn't know Herman before the video and that he responded to a post on a Reddit page about potentially filming a full video in the future. Because, there's nothing more romantical than being with your husband as you're picking up a cop to maybe possibly do adult films with later. I mean, it's what every date night ends with. I am confused. Now, Jordan said that after Herman was charged for his role in the skit, she tried to stay out of it, but, she was no longer in communication with the ex-officer. However, she did say she took down the video once she realized that, the backlash that Herman was facing. Now, while Herman was fired and arrested, Jordan said she saw her subscription numbers skyrocket on her OnlyFans account. Another interview with Outkick back in May 2024, Jordan blamed local media for bringing the clip to attention of law enforcement. I'm under the impression that local media turned it into the department. I do believe that it was from my Twitter. The video was sitting at 2 million views at that point and had been retweeted 5,500 times, so it's safe to assume that that was the culprit. As for Hierman, she added that he was a very respectful, very polite guy when he wasn't groping my testicular area in front of my husband, as you do. The husband's like, yeah, just give her a good squeeze, if you will, for me. Do what now? So there you go. OnlyFans star says it was the evil media who got the cop fired and not the fact that he was in uniform doing degen stuff for OnlyFans. But, who knows? Well, it's not the rabbits this time. They got the squirrels. Zombie squirrels covered in oozing warts are being spotted all over the backyards of the United States. Okay, who is doing unholy thing with little woodland creatures? Who is doing the zombie, like the Raccoon City testing on woodland creatures? Because what is going on here? Now, the squirrels have been showing up with pus-filled warts and tumors all over the United States, according to a report. Grotesque-looking gray squirrels photographed in states like Maine and across parts of Canada have been appearing in recent months with oozing sores, hairless patches on their heads and limbs, according to social media users that have been uploading pictures all over Reddit and X. Now, photos and reports of afflicted squirrels date back to the mid-2023s, mid-year in there, but sightings have surged again this summer. At first, I thought it was eating something from my front beds, but then I realized it was on its face. One Reddit user posted on a July 31st photo after spotting a gray squirrel with a tumor on its mouth. Now, some have dubbed the critters zombie squirrels, but wildlife experts claim that the animals are likely suffering from squirrel fibromatosis, a viral skin disease that can cause these sort of wounds and infections and hair loss, and basically you look like they have mange. Now, the virus spreads through direct contact between healthy squirrels and then squirrels that are affected, mimicking sort of herpes transmission in people. Now, the virus is often confused with squirrel pox, which is more common in the UK and can be fatal to red squirrels. Now, despite looking scary, Chevnell Webb of Maine's Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife told the Bangor News Daily that residents don't need to fear the squirrels and they pose no threats to humans, pets, or birds. It's like when you get a large concentrations of people. If someone's sick, it's something that spreads easily and people are going to catch it. Now, the concentration may be caused by innocent bird feeders, as infected animals can leave saliva or fluid on uneaten seeds and expose other squirrels to the virus. Like a lot of people, I love watching birds, but unfortunately, you can attract multiple squirrels to that feeder and risk exposure if one of those, squirrels has the virus. Now, though zombie squirrels aren't dangerous, people should let animals heal on their own. I wouldn't recommend trying to capture a squirrel that has the virus, Webb cautioned. It's naturally occurring and will run its course in time. Now, the tumors do often clear up in 4 to 8 weeks. Sightings of the squirrel virus came as another rapidly spreading virus is causing cottontail rabbits in Colorado to grow, black tentacle-like spikes out of their heads. So it's just not a good year for the creatures who love Snow White. In fact, nature is rebelling against Disney's Snow White remaking. Now, I never thought we'd see her back again, but this is why we brought Final Form Jesus, because I don't know if I can deal with her stupid for another court session, but I'm willing to go through it with you guys if you're willing to go through it with me. This chick is back. Convicted killer Jodi Arias is signaling a fresh legal push that might, get her out of prison after almost a decade. Jodi Arias, convicted in 2013 for the brutal taking of her ex-boyfriend Travis Alexander's life, may be preparing to pursue another legal challenge to her conviction. Now, after a near decade in prison, Arias, 45, remains behind bars at Arizona's Perryville State Women's Prison, serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole for the 2008 killing. Now, recently, she has reemerged in the public eye through prison-created artwork and a new blog on Substack. In a June 27th post, Arias dismissed tabloid rumors that says she flirts with prison staff, calling it a juicy lie. It might be difficult for some to grasp, but flirting is not among my priorities. It's a waste of time and does nothing to serve my goals, she wrote. She added that her focus now lies on PCR, or post-conviction relief, my art, my writing, including manuscripts that may or may not be published. Now, that line has fueled speculation that Arias is preparing another legal maneuver in her long-running effort to overturn her conviction. Now, most of her Substack content is subscriber only, but the June 27th entry was made accessible to the general public. Now, although previous appeals have been unsuccessful, Arias has consistently expressed a desire to overturn her conviction, and she claims that proceeds from her artwork are being set aside to help finance any future legal filings. Now, in Arizona, post-conviction relief is a legal option available after all standard appeals have been exhausted and can be used to introduce new evidence or raise constitutional concerns. Now, we all know about the Jodi Arias case, but it does look like this might be coming back. So interesting, but oh dear Lord, I don't know if I can deal with her and that weird little short, yelly, angry state attorney. I just can't deal with him. He seems angry for no good reason other than the fact that I think he got disbarred because didn't he write a book about Jodi while he was covering, or was that her defense? Look, the Jodi Arias case was just 12 pounds of crazy, but I'm willing to go back to it. I just don't know that I want to. Well, TV, y'all.